Understanding the conscious and subconscious minds and how they work together. Let's get into it. A lot of people like to talk about them individually, and it leaves the audience thinking that they work independently from each other, even though they both reside in the same place, in your mind, and actually work as partners to one another. However, these partners can either be best friends or worst enemies. Let's start with comprehending the conscious mind first. What it is and how it works. And by the way, I am going off of my notes, and I recommend that you take notes as well on any subject or thing that you're studying, so that you can go back to it later and then read it over, and you don't have to use your mind as a notepad trying to think of the thing that stood out to you so much. You just have it written down. You don't have to remember nothing. You're good. Anyways, before we talk about the conscious mind, we need to talk about something called awareness. It's going to be something that you hear so much about if you go farther into the studies of the conscious mind. It's all people talk about is conscious awareness. Are you consciously aware? Are you woke? It all means the same thing. So let's get into it. Awareness is simply giving your attention to what's going on. That can be around you or within you. That's it. It's just simply what you're focusing your attention on. That's all awareness is. We needed to get that out the way because of what I stated earlier. The most common thing you're going to hear people talk about when it comes to the conscious mind is the term awareness. It's going to be a word you hear a lot. So I just want to save you a bunch of time and knock that out. Alright, so now let's talk about our conscious mind, what it is, and how it works. The conscious part of your mind is simply the awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. That can be applied to the past, present, or the future. I'm gonna say it one more time. This is important. The conscious part of your mind is simply the awareness of your thoughts, emotions, and actions. This can be applied to the past, present, or the future. Now you might be thinking, so we're conscious all the time? And the answer to that is yes. But are you consciously aware all the time? That is the true question that should be being asked. See, most people are conscious all the time, but they lack the awareness of it. Our consciousness is like artificial intelligence, AI, ChatGPT, image generators, whatever. In a sense that until you ask it a question or give it a command, all it's gonna do is harbor information. It's just gonna store it. That's it. That's how your conscious mind operates. Now, to apply it into our everyday life, it's the awareness of your internal and external environment, as well as the processing of that information through thoughts, actions, and emotions. I'll say it one more time. Your conscious mind is the awareness of your internal and external environment, as well as the processing of that information through thoughts, actions, or emotions. That's all the conscious mind is at a base level, and how it works. That's it. It's actually that simple. Like, you don't need to go crazy with it. That's it. And it's happening all the time, whether you're aware of it or not. You always have emotions going through you. You always have thoughts coming into your mind or going through your mind. It could be in an instant, or it could be something that you're pondering on. That same thing with the emotion. It could be something that just surges through you, or it could be something that you're going through and you're constantly feeling. That's it. It's always happening. Every day, every moment. Even if you think you don't feel anything, that's just numbness. And being numb is an emotion too. Even if you think you aren't thinking of anything, like you think you have no thoughts in your mind, it's because you're thinking about nothing. So you're still thinking, but of nothing. You're still feeling, but the feeling you feel is the lack of feeling. It's truly a paradox when you break it down. We'll dive slightly deeper into its complexities towards the end of the video, but for now, let's talk about the subconscious mind, what it is, and how it works. We talked a lot about awareness, so let's say this part first. This is really important. The subconscious part of your mind lacks awareness and can only operate from influence. It's your operating system for reality. Say it again. The subconscious part of your mind lacks awareness and can only operate from influence. It is your operating system for reality. To put it another way, you could say it's the place where all your beliefs are stored. And I say that because your beliefs are the reason why you do anything or don't do something in life, because you believe a certain thing, and that's going to produce your actions. And your actions will either be in alignment with your beliefs or it will go against them. And then that action will produce an emotional charge within you, and that emotional charge is going to be the frequency that you're on. And the frequency that you're on is going to be what creates and projects your reality. And that all comes from the subconscious mind. All of it. Now, you might be wondering, so how do I change my beliefs? And if so, you're asking the right questions. You really are. We might touch on that slightly in this video, but if not, it'll all get broken down in another one. I promise I won't leave you hanging. I ain't that dude. I'm not sure if I want to do beliefs and reprogramming the subconscious mind together or separately yet, but whenever the time comes for that decision, I'll post it how I post it, and then it'll finally all start to make sense, if it hasn't already for you. But I will give you the information that you need. Pause. Anyways, so we know what the subconscious mind is and how it works now. It's the place where our beliefs are stored, and those beliefs act as the operating system of our life. So, how do the conscious and subconscious minds work together? Great question. It's actually a lot more simple than you would think. It's very similar to a computer, with the conscious mind being the hardware, which is the interchangeable parts, and the subconscious mind being the software, which is the thing that tells a computer what and how to do what it does. If you change the hardware, your software will run differently. To put it another way, outside of these technical terms, if you change the thoughts and your actions and your emotions, then your subconscious mind will in turn change as well. In purpose for a more simple way of understanding it, let's use everything we just talked about. All the stuff we talked about in the past, 10 minutes. Let's use it like that. If the conscious mind is the awareness and processing of our thoughts and actions, and that process over time, if repeated consistently enough, supports or denies our belief system, and the subconscious mind is where beliefs are held, then that means they have to work in conjunction to one another. I'm gonna repeat this again because it's, even when I was writing it, I was like, whew, that's a good one. If the conscious mind is the awareness and processing of our thoughts and actions, and that process over time, if repeated consistently enough, supports or denies our belief system, and the subconscious mind is where beliefs are held, then that means they have to work together. They have to. Excuse me. That's how impactful this was. Your conscious mind is responsible for your thoughts, and you have the ability to change your thoughts. You can inject new thoughts into your mind. You also can feel different emotions than what you currently feel by the injection of those certain thoughts. And if you do that enough over time, then you can, what's the word I'm looking for? You can influence your subconscious mind, which is where your beliefs are held. So in other words, if you repeatedly stay aware of your thoughts and you inject the thoughts that you wish into your mind, which will create new emotions, then over time, repeating that process will change your beliefs. And since you're changing your beliefs, then your life will change, because your beliefs are why you do everything that you do. Shout out to Nero for this one, because he says if your beliefs aren't there to serve you, then they're simply there to control you. And that right there, that one quote can change your whole life. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It changed mine. So keep that in mind. If it didn't click for you just now, I'll explain it one more time. Beliefs are why we do what we do. That's the subconscious mind. Beliefs are formed from the processing or emotional charge produced from a situation. That's our conscious mind. So that's how they work together. Just think about it. Really ponder on it if it hasn't clicked for you yet, because I promise it will. And when it does, you will start seeing things in a whole new way. I promise. Your reality can change right now. It truly can. It's literally that simple on a base level. So, is the relationship between your subconscious mind and your conscious mind that of best friendship? Or are they worst enemies? You tell me.